we doing?
At this time, we ask that all Michigan's first available players please report to the podiums.
Coach, what was it like turning the page to Washington after quite an epic celebration on the field there the other night?
Yeah, it was super exciting. Players played their tails off. Got to watching the film pretty fast, and excited for this opportunity.
What did you take from the Sugar Bowl, watching that tape?
Yeah, it was an exciting game. Two really good football teams on offense and defense battling out to the last second. So know that we got a great football team we got to go against, and boys are prepared this week really hard, just like they have the past couple weeks. So we're excited.
You feel like Washington took away Xavier Worthy and A.D. Mitchell?
Yeah, I think just did a good job mixing up their coverages, whether it was a bracket or I think they got really good DBs too. Both those guys on the perimeter do a really good job. Especially number one, super physical, gets in your face, and then they do a good job mixing up coverages. So excited for the challenge.
You've had a few opportunities this year to be the acting head coach. I'm just wondering how have you grown from that?
For me, it's been just do as much as I can to help the team and make sure put us in the right
Michigan
position.
head coach Jim Harbaugh in the house. Welcome to Houston.
Yes, sir.
Now that you guys are officially just a couple days away from the big game.
But for me, it's been all I really want to do is make sure that our team is ready to go and attack the moment.
Can you talk about the job that your offensive tackles did in blocking Turner and Bassel?
Yeah, we prepared all, the whole month and studied every piece of them. Which foot was going to be up, which foot was going to be back, when they was going to make an inside move, what their favorite move was, what their secondary move was. So the guys studied those guys inside and out. So they thought they did a great job on two elite rushers.
Trente stepped up in a couple of big games. Just someone who maybe began the season not sure what their role was going to be this year. Just his perseverance and not maybe letting that get the best of him.
Yeah, I think for him, he's a super talented player with a bright future, and I think he's helped us in the moments when he's needed to. And I've always talked about it's going to take more than five guys to win it all, and we're here now to this point, and those guys have stepped up in big moments.
The offensive line kind of ticked off by not winning the Joe Moore Award third year in a row.
A little bit, but I think as a competitor, you want to win everything. But for us, we've always had one goal, and accomplishing that one goal, and we're going to do everything we can to get that goal done.
What do you think of how Washington, their offensive line handled Texas' defensive line? Did you get to watch any of that at all?
Yeah, a little bit. I've studied obviously with this week. It's been focused on the defense, but watched a little bit of that game. I already knew they were a good offensive line. I watched them when they played Michigan State, and admire the players that they have on their O-line. I know their coach does a phenomenal job of coaching them. So, I know our D-line's excited for that challenge.
Did you figure out how they handled Tavondre Sweat and Art Murphy so easily?
I don't know. I know how that offense works. I know how Penix operates. So he's part of it, and I know the O-line just plays great as a unit.
You got to play Texas next year, right?
Yep.
Week 2, as an OU guy, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm not even focused on that. We're in the national championship, so that's all I'm worried about.
Trevor seemed to really set the tone for you guys early on.
Yeah.
Really key blocks, and then it felt like the O-line just had that kind of confidence throughout the game. You just talk about the way he's kind of stepped up and knowing that his buddy Zach went down in the end of the year there.
Yeah, I think Trevor's played really good all year, and then he just played on another level. Especially these last couple games. Ohio State probably had his best game up to that, and then just stepped up every single game, and then played a heck of a game this last game. So just proud of him, proud of his progress, what he's done, and he's just put himself in a great position.
How much easier does it make your job having so many seniors spread with your guys and the line?
Yeah, I think experience in whatever field you do is always going to make you better, especially this competitive field that we're in. So, especially for me as the O-line coach, and that perspective, relaying information, what happens on the field is a lot easier. And then with the offense, just those guys being older, they've played the game, they know the game, they can adjust to different things, and it's really helped me a lot.
Has Zach had any role in preparation, helping the guys, motivating them, anything like that?
Yeah, I think he's always around. He's here, and he's just always with the guys. Spiritually, he's with them. Mentally, he's there with them. He does a great job of just feeding little tips and things that he sees as well. So he's in the meetings, and he does everything he can to help us as well.
Coach Moore, what position on Washington's defense stands out to you the most? Is it the defensive line or is it something else?
Yeah, I think it's a collective. They're a team defense. They play great team defense. Everybody swarms to the ball. It's not really specifically one unit. They just play great together, and that's why they're here.
There was a lot of talk about Milrow and quarterbacks and everything going on last game. I feel like Blake almost got overlooked a little bit. Just how special this is, have the way he stepped up in every big game.
Yeah, I mean, for us, they don't really look at that, and I don't think Blake ever looks at that. I think every team's always looking at Blake. He is the leading touchdown maker in Michigan history, so there's always eyes on him, and he just did what Blake Corum does in big moments, and just so proud of him, and knew that in that big moment we had to get the ball to two. Yeah, I mean, he's elite in every way. Everything you can think of is in the back as a person, so he's just a phenomenal player.
Hey, Sherrone, how much did Brady Trice pop off tape when you saw him crush 7 pressures, I think, against Texas?
Yeah, man, he's a really good player. Explosive, plays with great fundamentals, great hands, got a great feel for rushing, and just does a good job in every situation. So, someone we got to definitely have our eyes on.
It's been sort of this one track line. I guess now knowing this is the end of the track one way or the other, I guess. What does that feel like? And is this team sort of saying we're going to continue doing what we're doing, or this is the last week we need to somehow level up, and are you doing things even more than?
No, we're just keeping it the same and doing what we've been doing to prepare. I don't think you can change it, make an out-of-body experience, or do anything different. We just got to keep attacking how we have been.
But it's all been about getting to the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any second you can appreciate that you are there? You're in the journey, right?
Yeah, I think so, but at the same time, for us, preparation is the key, and that's what got us here. So we're just going to continue to prepare and do things we've done to get to this moment.
Sherrone, is there another team that you've seen defensively that does what Washington does? They'll bring their healthy safeties up, put them on the line, and drop them back. Is there anybody in the Big Ten that's on the schedule that does something?
Yeah, Penn State did it. They're very similar to them in that facet. Obviously, different players, but different style of defense a little bit. But really good defense and really good players.
Talk about how Trente has stepped into the equation.
Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job. The kid is, just stayed patient. Came in as a tight end, extra tight end throughout the year, and now is coming in as the starting tackle. Came in at a critical moment in the biggest game of the year, and he's just so proud of him, so proud of the team, so proud of how the unit all gelled together in these past couple of weeks, and he's really stepped up in huge moments.
With all the pressure and all of the time spent on these 2 games essentially over the last month, how have you and other players and the coaching staff even prioritized your mental health as well, making sure you're staying mentally ready as well as physically ready for these games?
Yeah, I think the big piece for us is that this is what we've been preparing for. So from a mental health standpoint, we're the happiest we could be because these are the moments that we wanted, that we worked for. I think it would have been the vice versa if we wouldn't have been here. So we really just are excited for the moment. Everybody's as happy as can be. There's smiles everywhere, and everybody's just super excited. We had a walkthrough last night, and it felt like it was the first day of training camp. The guys are excited, working on the little things at every moment, and we're just blessed and happy to be here. Yeah, I think the biggest thing I remember about that whole period is how the players took the program by the hands, and the Aidens, the Hassans, the Vistardises, the Josh Roshes. They had a team meeting which we didn't even know about, and they basically told the whole team, hey, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to work. We're going to win. And if you're not about that, then you don't need to be here. And I think for me, that was the biggest piece. Those guys doing that was the biggest piece for me.
JJ's still a young player.
Mm-hmm.
Just how he's been able to progress from a quarterback standpoint, culminating in a really good performance in the Rose Bowl against the Nick Saban team.
Yeah, you just see, the kid is always poised. The moment's never too big, and it's been like that since he's been a kid. The kid won a state championship in high school. Went to IMG, won a national championship, and he just keeps climbing. And for him as a quarterback, from a fundamental standpoint, he's just progressed every day. He's just gotten better and better and better. Continues to do the little things right. Becomes that great leader. Love him, as it's well documented. I feel like he's one of my kids, and just blessed to have him as our quarterback. He's everything you want. He's everything you want in the locker room, as a leader, as a player, as a passer, as an athlete. He just displayed it on one of the biggest stages you can see, and really I just tell him to put on the tape and look at that, and then make your opinion after that.
Sherrone, so whenever Michigan wins the coin toss, they always defer once they get the ball in the second half. The last time Michigan won a coin toss, decided to take the ball first, put the offense on the field, was 2020 against Michael Penix.
Yeah. Is that a plan?
Is that the play?
We'll see what the plan is when we get there. He's an exceptional player, as we all know. Heard he's a phenomenal kid too, which I think is super cool to have great players that are great human beings like that. And we know it's going to be a tough challenge, but we got our defense, and I'm excited to watch our defense against them. I mean, ad nauseum. The family is not as much, because they know I'm way past that right now. But there's friends that I'll get a text from, or this and this, that. But they all know that that's way past now, and I'm just ready for this next step.
Was there a movement, let's say the first series of the game when J.J. threw and Terry almost picked off the leg, but then reset himself? Was there more of a low-risk kind of play calling after that? We just wanted to pound the ball, not have J.J. in situations where he could get in trouble. Was there anything that changed with the game plan of the first series, or the first couple of scripted series against Alabama?
Not really. I just wanted, kids make mistakes. It was a huge moment, and for us, I think for him to know that we still have confidence in him, to not change and not divert from what we've practiced for a month. I wasn't going to do that. So we had a plan of how we were going to attack their defense, and when we did, we just stuck to the plan. Thank you.
You said there's a plan. Do you know what the plan is, and you're just not telling us, or you don't know what the plan is yet?
Huh?
About the opening possession. Do you know what the plan is, and you're not telling us, or you don't know what the plan is yet?
I know what the plan is. I just can't let it out. That's right.
On the fourth down in the Rose Bowl in the fourth quarter, was there any back and forth with Jim, or did he?
No.
Did he just give it to you, or did you just take it?
He just said, "Hey, we're going for it. Call whatever you want." And he just tells me, "Hey, we're going for it, or we're punting." And I already knew what the play was going to be if we were, and kind of knew the situation. Looked at the clock and knew that we had to make a play. So I had that play call ready, and those guys executed it at a high level.
Trying to do a story on Jim just as a coach. What kind of coach is he? What's he like during the week? Does he step in your meetings? Where is his hands-on approach to
Yeah, really. I think it's more fundamentally with the quarterbacks. It really doesn't step in with the play calls, doesn't step in with what we're doing in the game plan. He might give, hey, let's look at this, let's look at this. And obviously we're always going to take a look at it because, his experience and his valued opinion on anybody that I've ever been around. So extremely phenomenal coach in all facets, knows the game inside and out. And, we're always, whatever he says, we're going to listen to. But he doesn't really step in and try to adjust and do things that we're doing.
at all levels? You've seen all kinds of coaches. Is it fair to call him a CEO coach without that being a negative? Because there's some great coaches in the Hall of Fame who are just those guys.
Yeah, I think he does a great job of the way he's built this program. You could say that in every way, shape, or form, and he's done it in a great way, and continues to build this in the right way, and continues to put us in the position we are now.
Think about the journey that Blake Corum has gone on, and being injured last year to have the season that you had. Just what does he mean to this team? Not just on the field, but also just
Yeah, he means everything. He's a leader, obviously a phenomenal player, but his spirit, his energy, everything he brings to the table every single day is super important for us, and we need him around, and he's just a special player.
Drew Payton said that he was kind of shy when he got on there, a little bit quiet early on in his career. How have you seen him come out of his shell and really stepping up?
Yeah, Trevor. I mean, he's a natural leader by trade. Oh, Blake. Yeah. Blake. He just didn't feel like he could lead because he was so young, and I think he felt like he had to prove himself and put himself in that position to do that. And now he doesn't really just say a whole bunch, but he gives you the look. It's his action, is what he does. That's what really makes him the leader he is.
When you look at this game, Michigan and Washington, this will be the last time we're going to have a Big Ten Pac-12 national championship. I mean, how would you contextualize what this game means for college football in terms of that conference realignment's about to happen and the landscape's going to look a lot different in a year from now?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be it's a cool moment for just college football in general, for the history of college football. We know you're gonna be written in the record books of you were the last 14 playoff champion. So we're excited about that. But we want to win this game and do anything we can to win it. Yeah.
Is there any nostalgia with it? Because Big Ten Pac, those used to be big games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous bowl games, and you look back at the rivalry between Midwest, West Coast, and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, not as much nostalgia as just excited for the opportunity. You're on the national championship, regardless of who you're playing. You're gonna be excited and know they're gonna be a great football team. So we're just really, probably more the nostalgia of, being in the, pulling up to the hotel and seeing the CFP emblem and seeing national championship everywhere, and something that you dream of as a kid, as a player, as a coach to be at, and we're just super stoked to be here. Thank you. How you doing?
How different is this week after having the month to prepare for Alabama, and they kind of turn your attention so quickly to a
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what you find is, and you didn't realize, obviously, when you're preparing for a bowl game, and obviously we haven't been to a championship, is that bowl game you get so long to prepare for. So that time you've had with the game plan and things you do, it shrinks, and it's just like a regular game week. So treating it like a regular game week. Obviously we've been preparing for this team on the back end if we won, so we had a plan in place. So a little bit different with the time structure, but for us, treating it the same for the players and us as a game plan prep.
Yeah, I was going to ask about, did you guys do advanced prep? So how did the staff kind of, organize responsibilities to have, who was preparing for Washington, how many guys, and what did that piece look like?
Yeah, I think more the GAs, the analysts had, they're looking at it, they're breaking them down, doing different things. Days that I had a little bit of time, which is not really. I really didn't have any time besides because I felt like every moment I wanted to watch something else on Alabama, whether it was last year, whether it was the year before that, and so I tried to catch a little glimpse of them. So didn't catch much. So spent a lot of time this week, as much as I could watching them. So more of our GAs and analysts looking at the past and what they've done this year.
So when you did turn the attention to Washington, what was the first few things that really stood out about them right away?
Yeah, team defense, great team defense. Obviously, their defensive end, number 8, I think he's a phenomenal player. Going to be a draft pick. They got a lot of draft picks on their team, I think, that are underrated and they play extremely well together. Just a team that's fierce. They tackle well. They're physical. They're fast. So just excited for the challenge.
Do you know any of the guys on their staff at all? Have you crossed paths with them?
Yeah. So obviously Courtney Morgan was with us. I know the head coach. I know Kalen DeBoer very well. When I was at Central Michigan, he was at Eastern Michigan. He was the offensive coordinator there. And talk about a great human being, a great person, a great coach that I've always admired. So, very appreciative to know him. We've actually had text messages back and forth throughout the year. When they won the Pac-12 championship, I texted them, and we texted back, talked a little bit. So him and then Nick Sheridan, tight end coach, and then Jamarcus McFarland. There's a plethora of guys on their staff that I know that are great human beings and excellent coaches. So just excited to go against them.
What's it like to be in this moment here in Houston and kind of get to the spot that you guys have been working toward all year?
It's special. It's super special. It's something that you dream of as a player, as a coach, and you really can't put words on it. It's just a special feeling that we're super excited for.
What has Houston been like for you guys this week?
It's been great. We just got here last night, afternoon. So we got there, got situated, went to dinner. Beautiful hotel. Families got situated. Had meetings, had a little walkthrough, but been great. Got a good night of sleep. I think everybody needed a good night of sleep, and we're ready to go.
You guys got to see, or at least the Big Ten got to see Penix for a few years. How do you think that he's improved over the past couple of years and turned into kind of this?
Yeah, I mean he's a phenomenal passer, probably one of the best deep balls in college football. Throws every ball really well, but his deep ball is excellent and special. He can put it right into place, and then obviously he's got great weapons on the outside. So our defense, Coach Minner, those guys have prepared their tails off to get to this moment, and we're excited for it.
What's special about your QB in the park?
Everything, leader, stalwart, warrior. No moment's too big. He continues to just thrive in the big moments. And he just has the it factor that you can't really teach or coach, and wouldn't want any other quarterback besides him.
Given what you guys have sort of gone through this year and what you guys have had to deal with external factors, what would being that you guys and the team to take on the title mean to Michigan and just kind of college football?
Just means all the work we put in. That's what we put the work in for. Is for this moment. It means that whatever was said. Whatever was talked about, we are the best team in college football, and that's what we want to prove to everybody.
Coach, in 2021 against Washington, Blake Corum had a huge game, a little bit of a coming out party for him. What did you remember about that performance, and just what are your impressions of how far he's come over the years?
Yeah, I mean Blake's just gotten better and better. Everything you want in a running back, everything you want in a player. And that team was a little different, different coach, different staff, so different defense. So really don't look back at that game very much, maybe from a personnel standpoint, but it's a different team, and they play different. They play together. They play hard. They play physical. So just excited for the challenge.
Coach, it's been 10 years of CFP. What does it mean to you, for your team to make it to the last game?
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand by as Michigan players rotate podiums.
It's been, it's special. Super excited for it, and it's an opportunity that we've dreamed of, we've worked for, and this is what we wanted. All good. Thank you. Can I go down this way? This way? Yeah, a couple of